In this particular case of the preamp board, the capacitors are changed, and what we're going to do is we're going to carefully unsolder with the use of a solder sucker each capacitor in turn, and we're going to remove the capacitor and change it with its appropriate value. The capacitors are provided in the kit. Now, if it comes down to getting these capacitors to budge, you'll find that a cutters or a needle nose will get the capacitor out of its socket. You may have some difficulty removing them, especially since they're in there for a while. And this particular one is a 0.01 at 100 volts. So the new capacitor is then placed into the same holes as the original. The leads bent in an appropriate manner so that they can be soldered and clipped short. In this particular instance, it's going in this direction. And then the capacitor can be soldered. And that's just one capacitor out of many in the unit. There are others. They're marked WIMA, W-I-M-A, and these two have been changed already. This one has not. This one has not. This one has not. And these black ones are 0.01.
And they're non-polar, and there is a.
They're non-polarized, yeah. There's no plus or minus to them. This is an electrolytic. This is a tantalum. We're not changing that one. This electrolytic is polarized and has to be placed with the plus sign facing the original. If you put it in backwards, it will destroy the capacitor. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items that have to be changed. 8 items have to be changed. Alright, in the case of the transistor that we're going to change, this is the original transistor. It's a BC number. And notice it has a flat side and a rounded side. When you're looking at the flat side, this is the emitter where my finger is pointing, and it's going to the 820 ohm resistor. In the case of the transistor that we're going to be replacing it with, the flat side held up and the leads towards you. This is the emitter, this is the base, and this is the collector. Please note it's the exact reverse. The base is in the middle, but the emitter and collector are exactly reversed from the flat side on the original BC unit. So be careful when you put it in, otherwise it won't work. Removing the transistor, you should solder suck the holes first, and then carefully pick up the leads as carefully as you can without damaging the runs. You may need to use the soldering iron in order to do this. Watch, of course, your fingers because they're going to get hot. And then the transistor is removed. Notice the BC 148 B is unusually shaped, and this was the collector and this is the emitter. Now if you're holding it the way I held the other one, that would be C, B, E, and in the case of the one we're putting in, the flat side up is E, B, C. So the emitter has to go this way. So in other words, the flat side faces this way on the original, the flat side faces that way on the other one. Make sure that you get the leads in properly. And that everything is soldered. Check for shorts before you turn on any power. Clip the lead short as necessary. And if you've done it right, it runs. Now the switch alignment is important on this. You want to get them in the proper position. You may have to rock the switches to get them back in. And then put in the mounting screws and tighten.